My friends, huge news. Megadeth has just announced that their next studio album is going to be their last studio album. Unexpected to say the least, but surprising? Not really. I mean, honestly, after 40 years of Dave Mustaine being in Megadeth, I'm not surprised he's just done with it. I mean, think about it this way. He's not really ventured out of, that vein of thrash metal that he's always played. And the times he did, he flopped big time. So yeah, also I am sure that the revolving door of musicians doesn't really help. And yeah, long gone are the times where they were actual bodies and they would hang out together and stuff. I mean, now everybody lives in a different country, they're doing their own thing, and they just send files back and forth and they get together just to play live, really. I don't even think they write music for the most part together, or even record the music together for that matter. And add to that the fact that, Dave is getting up there. Also, he's had health issues and stuff that he had to overcome. But honestly, I think Ozzy's death had a lot to do with it. Because I mean, let's be real, it's really commendable that a band actually goes out on their own terms. And if you think about it this way, Ozzy's farewell, back to the beginning show was really awesome, but it was really an eye-opener as well. Because, a lot of bands don't get to do that. A lot of bands, a lot of artists don't actually get to say, I am done and just go out on such a high note. I mean, honestly, Ozzy's show is probably never going to be surpassed. But, going out with the people you love and going out on your own terms is awesome. It's still crazy to me that after that big old show, not 2 weeks later, Ozzy just died. Which brings me to my next point, and that is that we are really in a very nostalgic and sad place at this point because of the fact that all of our guitar heroes, all of the guitar players that influenced us, and all of the singers and all of the bands are just either dying or just calling it quits. So yeah, we're just riding the tail end of rock culture, as it were. And that's sad, really, because I don't see anybody really picking up the torch and just carrying it through. And I'm not saying there's not a lot of awesome guitar players out there, because there are. There's so many great guitar players, it's ridiculous. But rock music is just not as culturally relevant as it used to be. And that sucks. Now, going back to the matter at hand, even though Megadeth announced that the next studio album is going to be their last studio album, and that is going to be followed by a farewell war tour, it doesn't necessarily mean that Megadeth is done. They might actually pull a Slayer and, just get together and play every now and then, like, big shows and stuff like that. They're just saying they're not going to record any more albums, and they're saying that they're not going to tour the world anymore. And I get that. I mean, again, it's been 40 years of touring and playing and rocking out. It's just time to go back and spend time with family and friends and relatives and just, be with the ones you love. And also, I am sure that the current political climate does not help Megadeth at all. Because we're in a time where anything you say or do is going to piss off about 55% of the population anyway. And we know that Dave is now one to shy away from confrontation. So, yeah, he might just not want it at this point. He's probably just done with it and doesn't want to deal with it. And that's fine. That's, again, completely understandable. So yeah, really sad news, really nostalgic news, I suppose. But at the same time, I am not surprised. Anyway, let me know what you think about this. Do you think it's about time that Megadeth call it quits? Let me know. Who do you think should follow? There's a lot of bands out there that should have called it quits a long time ago. So I definitely understand and I respect Megadeth for doing this. But at the same time, I've got this bittersweet taste in my mouth because I would have really wanted them to keep going. But they might just go out with a bang, and that's what it's all about. Better to burn out than to fade away, right?